What if the world's most beautiful natural wonders vanished before our eyes? Have you ever stopped to wonder if the world we know today will be the same one our grandchildren inherit? All around us, the intricate tapestry of life, woven over millions of years, is beginning to fray at the edges. The natural wonders that inspired poets, artists, and explorers are facing unprecedented threats. This is not a distant problem. They are happening right now, in our lifetime. In the next minutes we will travel the globe to 10 wonders, each at risk, each worth saving. This is not a story of despair, but one of hope and awareness, and it begins with seeing. Join us as we count down 10 experiences you must see before they disappear. Number 10. A world beneath the waves. Our journey begins in the Coral Triangle, home to a kaleidoscope of life, and under silent, terrifying pressure. Let us dive in. Spanning 6 Southeast Asian and Pacific nations, the Coral Triangle is often called the Amazon of the seas. It is a kaleidoscope of life, home to more than 600 coral species, electric blues, vibrant pinks, and glowing yellows, whole cities of life. From tiny clownfish to majestic manta rays, a staggering diversity depends on these reefs. Over 100 million people rely on this bounty for food and income. Yet rising ocean temperatures are causing widespread coral bleaching. When waters warm, corals expel the tiny algae that nourish them, turning reefs ghostly white. If stress continues, corals starve and die, leaving barren graveyards where life once teemed. But hope remains. Marine protected areas and community stewardship can give reef space to recover. Scientists are growing heat-resistant corals and restoring damaged patches, a beacon of human ingenuity. Number 9. Australia's Great Barrier Reef, the largest living structure on Earth, visible from space. More than 2,900 reefs and 900 islands stretch over 2,300 kilometers. Sharks, turtles, dolphins, and whales use this sprawling metropolis of the sea. Whales migrate here to give birth, turtles nest upon its sandy cays, but mass bleaching events in recent years have stripped color from vast tracts of reef. Warming, acidifying oceans and runoff are chipping away at its resilience. Scientists are pioneering restoration and planting heat-resistant corals. Improved land management is needed. Agricultural runoff smothers reefs and prevents sunlight from reaching corals. Restoration successes remind us that focused action makes a difference. From reef to forest, our journey continues to the Amazon. Number 8. The Amazon, the lungs of our planet, spanning 9 countries. It holds a tenth of all known species and shapes global weather patterns. Monkeys, sloths, and jaguars move through a complex web of life. Ancient giants and tiny insects alike have evolved in this cathedral of green. Yet the forest is being torn apart. For cattle ranching, soy, logging, and mining, every minute areas equivalent to football pitches are cleared. Fires release huge carbon stores and push species toward extinction. But indigenous communities and global organizations are fighting to keep the Amazon breathing. Reforestation, sustainable economies, and support for traditional guardians offer real hope. Next, a mountain crowned by vanishing ice, Kilimanjaro. Number 7. The snows of Kilimanjaro, Africa's roof crowned with glaciers. For centuries, ice perched over the warm savanna has been a symbol of permanence. These glaciers act as a water tower, feeding rivers and sustaining local agriculture. But they have shrunk by over 85% since the early 20th century. Their loss threatens water supplies and the ecosystems that rely on seasonal melt. Scientists study ice cores for clues, but refreezing a summit is not an option. Kilimanjaro's fate is a clarion call to reduce emissions and invest in resilience. Local action and global commitments both matter. From Africa's heights to Earth's lowest shoreline, the Dead Sea. A place of otherworldly salt and an urgent tale of vanishing water. Number 6. The Dead Sea, an extraordinary salt lake nestled between Jordan and Israel. Its dense waters let you float. Its shoreline is encrusted with glistening salt. Yet the Dead Sea is shrinking at a terrifying rate, losing more than a meter per year. Exposed seabed and dangerous sinkholes scar the landscape. Water diversion for agriculture and people has starved the lake of its inflow. Mineral extraction evaporates large amounts of water, worsening the decline. Regional cooperation is exploring bold solutions, including a Red Sea to Dead Sea pipeline. The Dead Sea is linked to human history and livelihoods. Saving it matters on many levels. Next, North America's great river of grass, the Everglades. A fragile, unique wetland on life support. Number 5. The Everglades. A slow-moving, shallow river of grass spanning miles across Florida. A mosaic of sawgrass, cypress domes, and mangroves, a wetland of immense importance. Alligators, crocodiles, roseate spoonbills, and wood storks call it home. Species like the Florida panther depend on a healthy Everglades. But a century of drainage and diversion has starved the system of its lifeblood. Agricultural runoff fuels algae blooms that choke waterways and harm wildlife. The largest ecosystem restoration project in history now aims to restore flow and water quality. Scientists and communities are working to bring the river of grass back from the brink, from America's wetlands to Asia's tidal mangrove labyrinth. The Sundarbans, a critical coastline that shelters both people and wildlife. Number 4. The Sundarbans, the largest mangrove forest where land and sea dance, a labyrinth of mudflats and densely forested islets, a vital buffer for coastal communities, home to the elusive Bengal tiger, uniquely adapted to this tidal realm. The mangroves act as a green wall, protecting millions from cyclones and surges. But rising seas, increased salinity, upstream dams and illegal logging are eroding this shield. Bleached roots and dying stands tell a story of changing waters. Conservation teams and volunteers are replanting mangroves and restoring nursery habitats. Protected reserves and community education help safeguard both people and wildlife. From warm tidal forests to the icy edges of the south, Patagonia awaits. Colossal rivers of ice carve dramatic fjords, wonders on the brink. Number 3. Patagonia, the largest ice expanse outside the poles. Colossal rivers of ice carve fjords and feed turquoise glacial lakes. You can hear the ice groan before a house-sized chunk calves into the water. These sights are raw, elemental, and humbling. But glaciers are retreating and thinning at alarming rates. Their meltwater sustains rivers and communities during dry months. Their fate is linked to emissions far away. What happens in our cities affects these peaks. Reducing our carbon footprint and supporting renewables can slow the retreat. Ice and tide are two faces of the same planetary challenge. Next, the Congo Basin, the great green heart of Africa. Number 2, the Congo Basin, the world's second largest tropical rainforest spanning 6 countries. Cathedral-like canopies and giant trees shelter untold biodiversity. Forest elephants, gorillas, and species still unknown to science call it home. The Congo River arcs like an artery through this emerald realm. Logging, mining, and expanding agriculture are cutting into the forest. Global demand for minerals like coltan drives environmental destruction and conflict. Poaching for bushmeat and ivory decimates elephants and apes. The loss would be a carbon bomb and an extinction crisis. Rangers, conservationists, and community projects are on the front lines protecting this vital forest. International support for sustainable development can keep the Congo's heart beating. Number 1. The Monarch butterfly. Migration, a fragile miracle of navigation and endurance. Hundreds of millions of orange and black wings travel up to 3,000 miles each autumn. Those east of the Rockies fly from Canada and the US to precise Oyamel fir groves in Mexico. They cluster by the millions, turning forests a shimmering orange. But populations have plummeted, over 90% decline in 2 decades. Habitat loss, especially milkweed eradication in farmlands, and illegal logging at overwintering sites are core threats. Climate extremes also disrupt timing and survival on this epic journey. But this is one wonder we can all help save, by planting milkweed and nectar corridors. From vast forests to a single humble weed, our actions determine whether these wonders persist. Every small decision ripples outward. The choice is ours. We have seen 10 treasures: reefs, forests, glaciers, wetlands, and a migration that binds a continent. They are not isolated spectacles. They are the machinery that sustains life on Earth. The loss of these wonders would be profoundly human, affecting food, water, stability, and spirit. But there is hope, in science, policy, and everyday acts of stewardship. Which of these experiences would you love to see before it's too late? Subscribe to EcoExplorations 2024 and join us in protecting the planet. Small actions, big impact. Our planet is waiting. Become a guardian of its wonders. Thank you for watching.